Hello everyone, let's get week 2 started. We have a little bit on our plate, a little bit more than what you had last week. While you had to read the syllabus, this time you have a chapter in Chevalier's book, and it's the one on strategic thinking and complex problem solving. It's kind of the key text to a lot of the thinking and writing you're going to do in the class. He talks about approaches to solving a problem and not rushing right to the solution right away, I should add. Also, chapter 2, and they say, I say, the art of summarizing is important. And you'll see as we head into week 3 especially why that's going to come in as a handy tool. And you'll also notice that you've got a discussion. Of course, it's going to be related to the actual reading you have and your take on it, your understanding on it. And you'll also have the second stage of the discussion due on Friday, as well as 3 reading questions. So you'll be reading about types of problems. That's the best way to put it in chapter 1 of Chevalier's book. And you might be asking yourself, problem? What problem? I'm glad you asked that. Take a look here at the assignments page. And you'll see the class discussion, the Thursday installment and the Saturday installment, and the 3 questions. But bop on down here to the assignment. 2 paragraphs. It's due Saturday. Be careful, though. You're going to make a major choice as you write. And you need to pick a problem, one that doesn't have an obvious solution, one that hasn't been solved completely yet and still begging for a solution. And you got a couple of ways to go. You can go for a global problem, something huge, but be careful to not make it too huge. In the past, students have picked problems like the Pacific Ocean garbage patch, drought in sub-Saharan Africa, and so on. And you also can work your way a little closer down and focus a little more tightly on a local or regional one. And for example, one student last semester wrote about a particular piece of road in the state that had a high fatality rate because it was poorly maintained and poorly designed. Someone else wrote about the water pollution in Imperial Beach because that person was a surfer and had direct experience with that. And other people have written about other things related to their region or their community. One more way to go is something that's directly affecting you, a choice of a degree program or personal project, major purchase, and so on. Choose carefully, though, because this will drive most of your writing for the class, and it'll give you better perspective as you read Chevalier's approach on dealing with a problem. Okay? So, pick a type of problem, and then tell me exactly which problem you have picked of that type. So the actual problem. And that's your first paragraph. You identify the problem, what type it is, what particular problem you're focusing on, and explain why you chose it. And then the second paragraph is why anybody else would care. Read through this assignment carefully because it's, like I said, it's going to drive everything you do in the rest of the class over the next 7 weeks. And there is a grading contract on the modules page. And by the way, this one's going to be a little bit different from the longer assignments that are coming soon. This one you can actually type right here on Canvas. A box will open up that you can use to submit the assignment and type. Okay? I recommend doing the reading first. Let me go back to the home page to show you that. Because he shows you that approach, and that, yeah, solution is important, but there are some important steps you have to make, like framing the problem, in order to make sure you're going to come up with a solution that fits it, right? And root causes and so on. So, that said, I hope you pick a problem you're really interested in examining, and I'm looking forward to reading about it. Have a great week.